Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this likely YouTube shadow band astrological video, I'm going to be talking about the moon conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart. First off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart, and they were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have this aspect in your natal chart, there may be an intense need, which is the moon, to do things, but you have that tremendous passion and desire for, which is the Black Moon Lilith. At times it may even be obsessive. You might have an obsession for it. Keep in mind conjunctions are neutral, so they can have good and bad qualities in them. Now, the thing about this is, if the Black Moon Lilith, say, is in Taurus, which you may have, that intense, that passion, desire for, even obsession may be, connected with finances, well, just generating income, accumulating possessions. It may be doing something in a Taurus-related field, whether it be geology, architecture, agriculture, gardening, cultivation, working as a pawnbroker, stockbroker, even carpet laying as some examples. And the thing is, the emotional needs, which is the moon, and what you have, that fixation and obsession for, I should say, which is the Black Moon Lilith, can be strongly integrated. Now, the thing is, what you may have that really strong, obsession or fixation for. Let's say if the Black Moon Lilith is in Aries, it could be something connected with firefighting, welding, carpentry. It may be something connected with leadership, prowess, and ability, or something associated with combative or volatile sports. As some examples of the Black Moon Lilith, say, is in Scorpio, maybe something associated with locksmithing, psychology, the occult, which includes astrology, maybe deep research, investigation, forensics, as some examples, and recycling even as some examples for that. Now, another thing about the moon conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart may also manifest in the physical related trauma, which is the Black Moon Lilith, that may be associated with the breast, the chest, the stomach, the ribs, or the left or right eye, depending on gender, which is the moon. Now, let's say if the moon is in Taurus, if you have this conjunction, say, in Taurus, it may be, issues with what I described, maybe more persistent and stubborn. If say the moon is in Pisces, well, as far as the left or right eye goes, there may be some kind of blurry vision. Or if the moon is in Gemini, it may be one situation where there's even double vision in some cases. So, Aries conjunction could be sharp pain, connected with the breast, the chest, the stomach, the ribs, or the left or right eye, depending on gender. Now, another way that the moon conjunct the Black Moon Lilith may be expressed in the natal chart can be, something, about your home and your family, which is the moon, that you don't want unveiled, which is, the Black Moon Lilith. Let's say the Black Moon Lilith is in Leo as an example. There may be some issues with dominance, or maybe being dominated by one or more family members. It could be a situation with a domineering or even arrogant, family member. The thing is, if the let's say if the moon or the Black Moon Lilith is in Aries, it could be a volatile or contentious situation. Black Moon Lilith is in Scorpio, maybe something connected with a criminal history, associated. with one or more home or family members that you just don't want unveiled or come out of the closet, so to speak. Now, the thing is, too, if you have this conjunction, your natal chart aspect, you have the moon conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart. Another way that it may be expressed, it could be about, um, this may bring out, the conjunction from the Black Moon Lilith to the moon may bring out the negative, manifestation or energy of the unconscious side, which is the moon. And because the Black Moon Lilith can be the negative expression, very negative manifestation of the placement and the sign it's in. And what could happen is, like, say, if the moon is in Gemini, there may be, energy that comes out that's very even dual-like or super mercurial or contradictory, vacillating, gossiping, constantly talking to the point where you're talking over people, interrupting others constantly in conversation. Could be a, intellectual arrogance, mischievous behavior as some examples. Now, another thing about this aspect is that one may be extremely sensitive, which is the moon, to that void, which is the Black Moon Lilith in one's life. Now, going to the the Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio again as an example, that void in one's life, could be tied in with issues of power and control, or maybe transformation. It could be it could be something of a sexual nature, something where maybe the sex or intimate connections, the person may feel a strong void in their life. Another thing, let's say the Black Moon Lilith was in Sagittarius as another example. That void in one's life may be tied in. It could be with issues with college or higher education. It may be issues with expanding horizons, abstract thinking, going outside the box, so to speak, being able to travel, to foreign countries. As some examples, there may be issues with that. And another thing, or just being able to be jocular and jovial to joke, to express humor, as some examples of that. Now, another thing too about the moon conjunct the Black Moon Lilith in a natal chart, it could be that where you have the moon-related people may play really more of a provocative role in your life than usually. And it, which is the Black Moon Lilith. And the thing is, I'm not just talking about, when I say moon-related people, not just limited to home and family members. It's people close to home, but it could be those that are in a moon-related profession. Whether it be cooking, culinary work, restaurant work, real estate, home remodeling, renovation, home caregiving, interior decoration in the home, as some examples. And if you have the Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn, it could be, those people, that play that provocative role in your life may actually be Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are serious, consistent, regimented, industrious, responsible, ambitious, structured, disciplined, as some examples. And the thing is that the death, Black Moon Lilith has a connection with death. So if you have, the death may be more of a propensity, or greater possibility of dying in the home, because the moon is connected with the home, and there may be more emotion connected with it than in many other instances. And the thing is too, you may also be very, if the thing is too, if you have, the moon in Taurus, it could be, a home that has a lot of stability, peace, and tranquility, as some examples. And also too, There could be where you're more emotionally vested in embracing the higher level of the Black Moon Lilith position than in most cases. If the Black Moon Lilith, say is an Aquarius, you may, the higher level of the placement can be connected, with being selfless, altruistic, being a humanitarian. It could be making good, solid contributions to the astrological community as opposed to causing dissension in it, as some examples. And I would say there's even a greater propensity for something with, poison and, something, food poisoning and something toxic because, Moon is connected with food, and the Black Moon Lilith, because it's very comparable to Pluto, I think can be toxic energy. It's very adverse and negative. So when you have that combination, it could be something, I would say, where there could be more, at least a greater propensity from something adverse happening in connection with the food you're eating. So be careful and wary if you have this aspect. There also may be more of an intense feeling, which is the moon, to express that strong erotic sexual side, which is the Black Moon Lilith. You have the Black Moon Lilith in Gemini. That strong erotic expression may be tied in with an attraction for younger, people, as an example. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.